Claxby Hill. We had a very long, made Norwegian-style sledging. We hurtled down, we hit what else we did.
Go and find her. Where are you going, Master? For a drink?
Okay, you guys want anything else?
3 butterbeers and some ginger and lime, please. 6 shots of giggle water.
Pete Earl Grey, huh?
This snake juice is basically rat poison. Spent my whole life right here in Lackawanna County.
Drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Shut up!
Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive.
Starting out very strong.
I mean, this is Saturday Night Fever.
It's true.
I
have a fever now.
Okay. Hang on, let me
transcending the sound barrier here.
Let me wipe the blood off of my AirPod. Cover it there.
I'm pretty sure my mother-in-law's new cat just started howling right now. She's about 1.5 miles away.
Kristen's mom, she loved to whistle all the time, and they had a cat that hated it.
What?
And she would, if she started whistling in the room, the cat would climb up on her stomach and smack her face if she was whistling. Hated it so much. But they had a friend come over to the house, and the cat was sitting in the friend's lap, and Kristen's mom started whistling, and the cat smacked the friend.
I have a hostage now.
Yes, it has a Russian accent too. Of course it does. Of course it does. Well, hey guys, welcome back. This round is on me. And if you have found yourself one booth down from this psychotic conversation, welcome. A doctor, a lawyer, and a professor have all walked into a bar. And we've got a good show for you today. No, good.
Wow, really underselling it here.
I played the superlative game in high school. We've got a great show for you today. Coming up later, one of the podcast favorite games. We are playing Don't Get Me Started, and we've fallen into a rhythm with this game where the goal is just to make the other person squirm. and
by other person, the person against Dallas.
Yeah, because I already know I'm going to lose. It's fine. It's fine.
True.
I already know I'm going to lose. I've accepted that fate.
Find out how deep my psychosis goes.
In the name of great radio, I will take the L. It's fine. But I know it's been a bit since we've had our more relaxed episodes. How have you guys been?
Fantastic.
Well, I'm glad we're having a more relaxed episode because my last month has not been relaxed at all.
Ooh, oh yeah.
2 weeks of professional development days at school, 2 weeks with the kids themselves, and then also I just started a grad program to be a teacher.
Huzzah!
Hard mode.
Yeah, I'm very tired right now.
You have run out of stirring utensils for the pots that you've got going in the kitchen, so you just stuck your bare fist in the boiling liquid and are gritting through the pain.
I will say, for any of my students who may stumble upon this episode, you guys have made this year so much better than last year. So much better than last year, and it's been great.
And for any of the students who have moved on from the class that have stumbled onto this episode,
you know who you are.
You know who you are.
Yeah, you made this year better by leaving. Just kidding.
No. My kids last year were great. It just took a while to get to like each other. It took a while.
It was also your first year teaching.
Indeed.
You were getting your sea legs, and they were rocking the boat, and it was just not a very.
Indeed. If many days it felt like wrangling feral cats as a dog person. Like,
but hey, I saw your mother-in-law has a cat now.
Yes, little Agatha.
Of course.
A little black cat.
It was Agatha all along.
That song is stuck in my head every time I see that cat now. But Agatha as in Agatha Christie.
Right, yeah.
However, it is a black cat Because my mother-in-law is slowly embracing her destiny as the witch in the woods.
I'll get there one day.
She's the fourth Sanderson sister.
Yes. I'm pretty sure we have that tea towel around here somewhere.
She's the one that did not get burned at the stake and just lived for 400 years.
Yeah.
She's Wendell the Weird, who performed the freezing charm and just laughed maniacally while the cool flames just tickled her.
On the couple episodes ago when we called Pop-Tarts lasagna, I am still going to record a segment.
Ravioli. You call it ravioli. Pop-Tart lasagna is when you trim the edges off and stack them up in a little bread pan.
Yeah.
I am still planning on getting a recording session with her of just her utterly exasperated with us. Hopefully you just get the sense of her thinking, who did my daughter marry? Who are these idiots?
Somewhere off in the distance down the road, Lori Dunn felt a disturbance in the culinary cosmos and just a scowl crept across her face. She paused for a moment, looked at the floor and went, Cody.
Now I will say this. Now that my mother is no longer in the tri-state area, Lori Dunn is the best cook in the tri-state area. Good
answer. Good answer.
I'm not going to fall into the same trap as our father.
Listen, I'm pretty sure that when she was in the tri-state area, Mom would have said Lori Dunn is the best cook in the tri-state area because she hates cooking.
You're not, yeah.
She has a gigantic kitchen now, and she's still paying me to meal prep for her because she hates cooking. Well, Dallas, how have you been?
I've been dandy. Just chilling.
Dandy.
Yeah. So, hanging out, teaching class, cracking wise, just doing the whole thing. Really leaning into the community vibe. So we're just watching a whole lot of Planet Earth or... just chilling out.
What's the Sixth Amendment? Not important.
No.
I meant to send this to you. We went to the Peddler's Mall today, as one does.
Right.
Peddler's Mall has T-shirts now, by the way. So not only have I've gone there, but I bought the T-shirt. I'm fully sold in. But did you know that Barbie's horse was named Dallas?
I did not. What?
I almost bought that for Maylee, just so she can have.
Is that a whole horse? Is that a horse, not just a picture?
Oh, it's the actual horse. Like this is the case that it's in. Barbie's horse is named Dallas. Barbie doll's horse, the golden palomino to love and take care of. Groom her soft mane and tail.
This is
Western Barbie not included.
Yeah, I didn't know me and Barbie's horse had so much in common.
You are Golden Palomino with a soft mane and tail.
Yeah, and I love having my belly rubbed.
You just feel it in your jellies, right, Dallas?
I do. So I said fill it in my jellies to my coworkers, and most of them don't know where that came from. So it just sounded super weird. And you can't explain that away. So I just was like, I'm just going to sit in this.
One of my greatest ambitions is to rid the world of evil and market my own line of jellies and jams called Dallas's Jellies. Feel it in your jellies.
This one's a mystery jelly. Who knows what flavor it is?
Oh, we can start doing merch drops, like a Jelly of the Month club of Dallas's Jellies. Feel it in your
It's just, man, a shirt with the sleeves cut off and a spoon. Riding a horse. Riding Barbie's horse.
This is going to be a great episode.
Well, guys, how about we get started? As we do every episode, we're going to lead off. With the dailies.
What are we going to call this?
I write for the Daily Prophet.
That's crap.
I want the name of this flying whatchamacallit to go with the Daily Planet like bacon and eggs.
Crap.
Daily Bugle?
That's pretty good. But it's taken.
Come on down and get some of Dallas's jellies.
That's the ad break.
Yeah.
It's for Dallas's jellies. Well, guys, welcome to the Dailies. Current events, releases, and obsessions that are actively feeding our fandoms as we speak. Dallas, what have you got?
All right. So mine's a 1.5-er. So, not a whole twofer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So they're both game related and they're both Star Wars.
Footnote.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So as of this time, Star Wars Outlaws has been released, and I've been playing that a lot, and I really enjoy
I've heard
it.
good things.
Yeah, me, my daughter, and my wife have all been playing it, and we're all thoroughly enjoying that world.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I like it so far. It's got just a really good vibe to it. Like the world you're in, deep, dark, gritty Star Wars. Just all the time, which is nice.
Where does it canonically? Where does it take place?
It's between Empire and Return of the Jedi. So,
I mean, location. Is this Outer Rim?
It's all over the place. So you kind of get to travel depending on what you're doing or where you want to go. I've been playing for hours, and it's one of those like it's got a long tutorial kind of. It gates you a little bit. So that part was like, there's like which is fine because it's slow feeding you new things you can do. So like you don't get bored. But like just now got to the point where I think I can travel to other planets, and I've been playing for a while. So that's nice. But yeah, it's just super cool. And so the footnotes is a long time ago. In this galaxy, there was a game called Star Wars Galaxies that I had played. Like it was released in 2003, but it was a Star Wars. Yeah, it was a Star Wars MMO. So it's a lot like World of Warcraft, but Star Wars. And you just are a character in the Star Wars universe doing whatever you want. So if you want to craft and sell things to other players, you can spend your whole life just doing that. Or you can be a smuggler, or you could work fighting the Empire or with the Empire, and you can build a little house on Tatooine if you want to, or on another planet. And it died because it was a live service game. Things had changed about it and it died. But somebody brought it back, and it has a huge following, and the new version is called Star Wars Galaxies Restoration. And they have brought back servers back online so everyone can play together, and like they are slowly releasing updates for this game that was released back in 2003. And so I jumped back on, and it was fantastic.
I love that. Like, I love when like the sort of the community gets together and gets things back up on a float, you know, back up and float. Just, it gives, I don't know. It just shows that it's one of the good sides of the internet that, you know, you get enough people together, there's a fandom for everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
The game kind of took a turn when they'd released like anybody could be a Jedi, because the game was very, at the beginning, strictly zero force. So that way, like everyone's on an even playing field. Then they kind of made it to where they slowly worked in like some people are force sensitive. And if you pursue this long storyline to maybe try to become a Jedi, you could also play as a Jedi hunter and stop those people. So like it was a grind and a work to become a Jedi if you wanted to, because there are real people secretly hunting you. But then they just kind of were like, anybody can be a Jedi. Well, then like being a bounty hunter didn't matter anymore because somebody could just kill you with a lightsaber super fast. So the game kind of started. Take it.
All right, well, I'll go next because Cody inevitably has a twofer, knowing him. And surprise, I do too.
the more you complain, the closer we get to the threefer.
I didn't complain. I'm just stating facts and probability here, okay? Well,
Cody's
first,
still doing his daily to this day.
Right. As of this recording, peeling the we'll just say we were recording this after Back to Hogwarts.
Yeah.
But Back to Hogwarts just happened on September the 1st, and I had a dream come true that I never thought I would be able to do. I saw all of the Harry Potter movies in the movie theater, starting with one all the way to the end. Opening night, opening weekend, I saw all of the Harry Potter movies. I saw them 20 years ago and had always hoped that I would be able some multiverse shenanigans where I would be able to take my kids to the movie theater to see the Harry Potter movies. And luckily, this fandom is not slowing down in the slightest. And over the past couple of years, movie theaters have been re-showing. I think it all started with the pandemic, where they brought back old movies and started showing them in theaters. But
Michelle and I saw Sorcerer's Stone during the pandemic.
Well, the theater in the town where my wife's family lives, every Sunday, starting on September the 1st, all the way until the middle of October, they're having a Harry Potter movie in the theater every week until they finish the series. And I took Jenny to see the Harry Potter movie, the first Harry Potter movie in the theater. And we dressed up. We were both running around the theater in robes.
That's awesome.
It's Camp Landing, which is in Cannonsburg, I think. They have a candy shop called Candy Landing.
Oh, that's cool.
And they were stocked to the brim full of like Bertie Bott's every flavor of beans, chocolate frogs, like all of the Wizarding World candy. And so we went shopping in basically Honeydukes for candy beforehand, and the movie theater let us take that candy because it's all owned under the Camp Landing window. They let us take that candy into the movie to snack on Harry Potter candy while we had our wands. We posed for pictures. They had a giant chess set outside that I think is there year round. But Jenny got on, and I'll play the audio here too. But she jumped up on a space and turned and looked at me and pointed her wand at me and said, "Not me, not Hermione, yeah."
Not me, not Hermione, you.
And I melted into a puddle of bliss onto the floor and hopped up and said, "Do it again so I can record it." And she did. But leading up to the movie, she said, "Now, Dad," she gave me this look. She's like, "Dad, you going to let me watch the whole movie? The whole movie? You're not going to skip over any parts?" Because previously, I think I've talked about this before, her introduction to the movie was basically anything that happened in the daytime. If it happens in the daytime at Hogwarts in the first one, it's fine. It's flying the broom, levitating the feather. It's, all of the fun stuff, learning Quidditch, that kind of things. But Spookum happens at nighttime at Hogwarts, and she watched the whole thing. And
how did she do?
And there was about halfway through it, because she knew that there were spooky parts that we had skipped over. We lifted the armrest between her and Kristen, and she's like, "Mommy, if it gets a little spooky, can I snuggle up next to you?" And she said, "Yes, you can, honey. Yes, you can. Of course you can." She put that up, but she watched the whole thing, and I wished that the low light on my phone was a little bit better, because I kept trying to take pictures of her. There were parts where she was sitting up in her chair watching it. She cheered. She
that's
laughed.
awesome.
She came out of there humming Hedwig's theme like it was a literal dream come true.
I love
and
it.
I hope that they keep doing it every year, because I'm thinking of doing a movie every year so that she will kind of age up as the movies age up. But it was a dream come true. And my little addendum on this is also video game related. I burnt the midnight oil getting Kristen's sweater done, which we have talked about. and so that I could start playing Hogwarts Legacy on September the 1st. And it's going to take me months to finish this game.
Yes.
Yep.
Not because I'm like, I stopped to pet every cat. I walk out onto a bridge and I click into photo mode and I will spend 20 minutes framing a photo, changing the time of day, changing the depth of field, adding the film grain. I'm Colin Creevy. I just walk around. I'm just in awe of everything. And I just stop and take pictures of everything.
So you can tell a lot about what type of gamer people are. Because I knew when they put in the camera thing, I was like, this is gonna be the part of the game that he uses.
It's my favorite part.
Most.
It's my favorite part.
My daughter loves playing it, but her favorite part is like when you get a new piece of clothing, like now it's like mix and match that.
Okay.
And whenever I play it, it's like, which of these spells can I min-max to win a fight fastest? So
I have been playing Legacy on the Switch, and I will defend that port. I've said this before. I will defend that port for how good it is. But I've run into the part where it's sheer lack of skill on my part. I keep dying. I keep dying, and it goes to the loading screen that is only on the Switch, and I just kind of got over it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to pick it up on the Xbox, where there's no loading screen. But
I have a hard copy if you want to use it.
There you go.
I have Xbox. I have it on the Xbox. Michelle got it.
Okay.
Michelle got it from. Yes, but I was so far into the Switch that I was like, I didn't want to start over again on it. So I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to do it on that.
Yeah.
But so how far have you gotten? Before I give you,
that's what I
just want to make sure I don't give you any spoilers.
I think, and honestly, I think I appreciate you not giving them to me, but I was trying to frame it in a way that I don't give out any other spoilers, and I think I have the statute limitation on this.
Right, yeah. We're past.
Long gone. But I just I went to find the book in the restricted section for Professor Fig.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So you've met the exchange student.
Yes.
Okay, so that is the part I wanted you to get past.
For the wandless magic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wandless magic.
I knew.
I've been waiting so long to ask this question because we talk about like wand is attached to the person and it's very important and wand. But she's like, none of us use wands. It's just kind of funny that you guys do. Your thought. What are your thoughts on that? Because like she was like, we don't use, like it's not a big deal. We don't use it at all.
I consider a wand like a conducting metal or like a lightning rod,
right.
or it's a magnifying glass taking the sun and focusing it to a beam.
Right.
It's being able, because Dumbledore does wandless magic.
Yeah,
all the time.
And during Gallionaire, we established that Lupin does wandless magic. He had the fire in his hands.
That's when I wanted to bring this up, but I couldn't. I didn't want to spoil it.
I'll give it to you. Okay, I gave it to you.
I am going to pull up the sacred text right now and give you the passage.
So, because she thought it was weird that wands were used at all. Like she was like, like it's cool, but like we do the same magic. We don't have wands.
Wasn't there a Pottermore article that said like Native Americans did not have wandless magic, did not have wands, and that their magic was, was mostly wandless?
I think so. Yeah.
And then that they adopted wands when they got contact with Europeans, much like how they adopted the gun and the horse.
Sure.
And like a lot of that. Yeah. Rowling was pulling from a lot of that.
So
I do.
So wands are just horses. Is what you're saying.
They are the horses. Yes.
They're both as temperamental as each other.
They are the golden palomino with a long mane and tail.
I want named out like having his belly rubbed.
But I am enjoying the game tremendously. I have, this is one of those instances where I have experienced it on the Switch. I have experienced it at your house.
Yeah.
Dallas, where you have a 4K television that is closer to your seating arrangement than our 1080p television is to our current seating arrangement, where I have noticed, like, I have seen this look better. And I don't know if it's a combination of where I have the Xbox, air doesn't flow very well, and I don't know if things get throttled in that regard, or if it's because it's a 1080p television. I don't know, but that has been one of those instances where I'm like, okay, maybe I might upgrade my TV.
Now it also has
setup.
different settings, like it's got like performance mode where it has higher frames, not as good of like fidelity. And it's like
I optimized for fidelity.
Did you?
Like not as high of frames, but I wanted it to look the best.
Yeah.
But I also noticed, and this is of course, this is why I want to upgrade my television. When I take a screenshot, the screenshot is 1080p resolution.
Right.
Because, I'll go into the little info and see like what the pixel density is of it. And I'm like, oh, it's screenshotting my television. I have to get a better television. For photo mode in Hogwarts Legacy, to get higher resolution images, I need to television.
I don't see a problem with that. Like, what other reason would you need?
No, I mean, find your why.
Exactly.
I've heard that for years now. Find your why.
And now we have it.
My why.
Pictures of cats in Hogwarts Legacy.
Cody, what have you got?
Well, we're done with the dailies, everybody. Moving on.
With my recent run in, being extremely busy with the school and everything that's been kind of going on in my life. Last week, Michelle and I had a date in Georgetown, and we made a run to GameStop.
Nice.
And and she picked out games.
Ooh.
Yes. She picked out Lego Hobbit for the Xbox One.
There you go. Solid choice.
She was like, this feels like a fall game that I'm going to play while you're doing your schoolwork. I want to play this by myself while you're doing your schoolwork. And I'm like, you know what? Fair enough.
There you go.
Get on with your
Fair
bad
enough.
self.
That's right.
Yes, Queen.
And Lego Avengers.
Okay.
Which covers the Phase 2 Marvel movies.
Right, yeah.
These are about 10-year-old games at this
Okay.
point. They were for the Xbox One, but completely new to me
Right.
on this because I've never had an Xbox. I never had an Xbox until now. And we played together, and it was real fun.
Love it.
We played together. It was real fun, and the other day we also started Lego Harry Potter
Nice.
with the Philosopher's Stone. So
Love
we've been
it.
working together. Michelle has that one on the Switch.
Right.
So we were playing that one on. We were playing that one on the Switch together.
Like footnote to your footnote to your twofer to whatever madness is happening here. They just announced that they're releasing remastered versions of that. That's coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, where all of the graphics are being remastered, so it'll output to 4K televisions.
Yeah. Are they voicing them?
I don't know.
Is the Hobbit and Avengers voiced?
The Avengers one, it's just like movie dialogue. It's not like they got Robert Downey Jr. in the studio.
Sure, yeah.
Like, these are lines from the movie.
Yeah.
In this regard. But I'm really interested to see how they pull off Winter Soldier in that game.
Right.
Like, that one will be an interesting one to do in Lego form for sure.
I still hold to this day that the Prisoner of Azkaban version of Lego Harry Potter did a better job explaining the Switch with Peter Pettigrew than the book did.
But I like great games, having fun with them. I've really kind of come to appreciate the Xbox for what it is, and it's it's just kind of weird on our television that we have 3 things that can access YouTube all at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like we have a multiplicity of smart TV services. I want to get back eventually into Jedi Fallen Order. I kind of fell off on that one in the midst of I had to do a lot of backtracking and then life got busy type of thing. So
And that was around the move, wasn't it?
Well, I was playing, like, we had just moved, but like life just got crazy busy.
Sure, yeah.
And if you'll come to find out with me, I am not a patient gamer. Like, if I run into any roadblocks, it's the reason I like Pokemon so much is because there's not much in the way of roadblocks with those games.
That's not true. There's a literal Snorlax blocking the road. It's a literal roadblock.
Yeah, you're like, you level up, you grind hard enough, you're going to get through it. Whereas it's like, if a certain thing takes a number of skills, it takes about 5 times for me to get frustrated. 5 times dying for me to get frustrated. I'm easily frustrated when it comes to certain games. So that's kind of why Pokemon has been this obsession, because there's literally, you can barrel your way through as long as you just grind hard enough on it.
Sure. Yeah.
But another shout out on kind of game related for my kids. One kid came up to me the other day and was like, I wanted to show you the Pokemon game I've been playing on my phone. And it was Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire.
Oh, nice.
Then I turned around and showed him the game I was playing on my phone. And I think I just became his favorite teacher.
Yes.
So, and explained to him why I have been loving Heart Gold and Soul Silver so much, and just the abundance of riches that game has. Come on, Nintendo, just manifesting this out into the universe. Bring the classics to the Switch. I want to play them on native hardware. I want to play them on native hardware, or at the very least, the Switch version of Gold and Silver would be very fun.
Right?
Oh, so you've had like the DS upgrade, and then you get the Switch upgrade of that game.
Because they've already done a Gen 1 remake for the Switch.
Right.
Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. And so, I mean, with the Switch 2, maybe a Gen 2 remake? Just saying. Just saying, as part of this whole system. Eventually, I do want to play Arceus and Let's Go Eevee. Because those 2 games look like the most interesting of the Switch games that have been played.
Right.
Because the fact that you're in the Pokemon universe in the 1500s, that's weird.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently the game starts and your main character goes back in time to the 1500s. Because they're summoned by Pokemon God.
Oh, to ye old Pokemon times. What's your Pokedex and stuff?
It's like a scrapbook.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I love it.
Yes. But that's it for me.
Cool. All right, well, that's video games all the way around.
Yeah.
What does this come to? What is happening to us?
It's happening. It's slowly interrupting you guys.
Coming true. That's what's happening.
It's working. It's working.
I understood that reference. All right, guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're playing Don't Get Me Started. It's me versus Dallas, and I know I'm going to lose, but I'm going to enjoy every minute of it. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
I'm gonna go as fast as I can so I don't miss anything.
Excuse me, may I go to the bathroom first? I gotta go to work.
We'll return after these messages.
This episode is brought to you by Potter Plus, your podcasting home for the upcoming Harry Potter TV show and so much more. Join me, your host, William, and many other magical friends as we pick apart the past, ponder the present, and unfog the future of the wizarding world. Potter Plus is a production of the Grapefruit Network, and you can find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh, shoot, did I miss the halftime show? Gosh dang it, who'd they have?
What are you doing in here? You're in here. I pay for that privilege. I'm feeling much better now.
Yeah, I'm having an heart attack. Get back to work.
All right, guys, we're back. We haven't played this game. I think I went back and looked through the catalog in like 4 months.
Oh wow.
Which is a crying shame because it's one of my absolute favorites. But I'm not dreading it in the slightest because it's me versus Dallas this time. Cody's had to go through with it. Alex has had to go through it. Now it's me versus Dallas, and Cody has brought. So how this works? It's usually one person against Dallas because he's the funniest person on the planet. We are presented with a topic that we have to.
Most
100%.
At the very least,
person, perhaps, but
in the entire tri-state area.
Yes. So we will take turns going on an extemporaneous, off-the-cuff rant about the topic that Cody brings. You should lead out. Don't get me started about blank. And it has to be off the top of your head. We can flip a coin, like pick a number to see who goes first so that the other person maybe gets a little time to think. But once we get the topic, whoever goes first has to just start. And I'm nervous, but it's a good nervous. And we'll call it eustress instead of distress. It's pushing me toward being a better...
Me too. I get so nervous. My jellies get so nervous during this.
Oh, you feel that one. And what would the flavor of your nervous jelly?
Nervous jelly? I feel like it would be like a jalapeno jelly. My nervous
it makes you
jelly.
sweat a little. Yeah.
I call it pit stain. Come on down and get your Dallas's jellies. Priming the tank. I'm priming the tank here. Gotta get it. Gotta get loose.
Oh man.
Gotta get loose.
Okay. Cody, you flip the coin or the L8 bottle cap in this instance.
Okay. So, who wants to call it?
William call it.
Dallas, you call it.
Oh.
No, you hang up.
No, you hang up.
No, you hang up. No, you hang up. Okay. Well, the pattern top we'll call heads. And flip
the underside.
Yeah. Tails.
3. All right. It's tails.
Nice.
William gets to go first.
Okay. All right.
You didn't seem really excited about that, and you won the coin toss. Do you want to pick?
Well,
do you want to go last?
This feels like whenever I won as Godfrey when I made a distraction.
Oh,
You're like, well, you had that perfect roll. You got what you wanted. You're being eaten alive now, but this is what you wanted.
We have very strict genie rules in that where you have to be careful what you wish for.
Okay, Cody, hit me. I'm ready.
All right. Don't get me started about 8-track tapes.
Oh, don't get me started about 8-track tapes. How many of those actually work now still, Cody? How many of those worked 20 years ago when you started collecting them? They were like John Pinette's pantyhose whenever he had to dress up as a woman on Broadway. You know, you take one step, rip, pop one 8-track into the track, and it's like, what is? I'm trying to think of an Elvis song off the cuff of my head. He was literally the king of me. What? My head's rebooting. I feel like I have aluminum foil on my head. It's like you hear the first guitar string and then snap. It's done. It's done. Who thought? Let's take something that is physically carved into existence. Something that has stood the test of time for hundreds of years, and let's scrap all of that and let's put it on a thin piece of plastic that is going to dry rot in 8 years, 10 years. They're ridiculous. And then they thought, oh, this is going to be even better. Let's just do it and just make it smaller. When the underlying technology, no, I'm sorry. I understand that they were a little more portable. You could put them in cars. Great. But what did they hold? Like 3 songs? 2 songs, maybe?
8. They had like 4 sides. They held like 8 songs.
I just watched the light bulb go on.
Did I just break William's brain?
I was today years old. No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, Dallas. Do you need a minute?
No, I'm good. I thought William's screen froze for a second, but he's just in awe or dismay. I don't know.
I will provide some context regarding my collection after Dallas's don't get me started.
Is it my turn to not get started?
It is your turn to don't get started.
All right, don't get me started about 8-track tapes. 8-track tapes were set up to fail from the beginning, and I'm not sure if this is a long con and an inadvertent long con from the record companies who were like, "Oh no, we're losing people to 8-track tapes. Who's gonna listen to our Whitesnake albums now that you can listen to them on 8 tracks?" And so they're like, we'll get them good. And so I don't know if that's what happened or if like the CD folks, like this was them nibbling away at this empire preemptively. I don't know. But I do know that I feel like this was corrupted from the inside out because, and this is the reason why most of them are non-existent anymore, is because people ate these track tapes. So therefore they're all gone. And it is because a culinary appeal. First off, I don't know if you've ever seen one, but you put it pretty much inside of the mouth. Like that's how you get it to play. There's a giant hoss cat of a mouth in your Trans Am that you jam this thing into to play your songs. And also, this harkens all the way back. This goes all the way to the top to our discussion about whether noodles are pasta because they're filled with noodle-shaped little ribbons that are delicious, that are just incredible in its own little carry case. And so people figured out very early, and at the time, we didn't have the technology that we did for Switch games, where if you stick them in your mouth, they taste bad. So people were just opening these up and just having a delicious meal. Like they'd listen to Whitesnake, and then they're like, they'd eat it. And then guess what? No more 8-track tapes because all of them everybody ate these track tapes. And so they dwindled over time. And so it wasn't that they weren't a good quality. Actually, they were too good of a quality because people wouldn't stop eating these. And eventually they just phased out of existence because the ratio to playing to eating just got too much. And in comes cassette tapes, and they taste like crap if you've ever eaten one. And so they figured it out, and it just disappeared. So don't get me started about 8-track tapes.
I'll finish this game, but I don't. I'll commit to the bit. It's fine. It's fine.
I lost it whenever you broke.
And that wasn't a bit.
I know. I watched the train hop off the rail. And I was like, oh, dang. You got really far into this before it got explained. That was a fantastic moment. It was majestic. It was like watching a deer being born. Which I would assume would be majestic, probably.
literally asked you the question. How many tracks are on these things?
Said 2
3?
or 3.
4? I prescribe people medicine.
Hey, William, I don't know if you know this or not, but do you know how many ups are in a 7-Up? Do you? It's not 3 or 4. There's 7 whole ups in that.
Okay. Don't get us started. Don't.
All right. Don't get me started.
Dallas has to go first.
Yeah, it's my go first.
Dallas has to go first.
It's his turn. It's his turn.
Don't get me started about low light film photography.
Don't get me started about low light film photography. So, I don't know about your all's childhood.
Oh,
but I grew up in the 90s for the most part. And they had,
as did we all,
right? And they had this photography magazine for children that had the most high quality, what I'm assuming are the most high quality photos known to man at the time and had not gotten any better, called Highlights. And it was what I would assume, based on my extensive knowledge in photography, all pictures taken in highlight. And they showcase them in this magazine called Highlights for children to enjoy, because children, everyone knows, are the best judges of art and photography. And so only a child could appreciate those. And as time went on, and as those children grew older, they wondered to themselves, perchance, if there are highlight pictures, could there be low light pictures as well? And so they dabbled, and they dug, and they finagled, and they found a way to make low light pictures. And after that, you know what? Before that, we had the 90s, and things I thought were pretty dandy. And then we had low light pictures, and then guess what? COVID. Crazy other problems going on. It became the darkest timeline because low light pictures show things that you can't see in the daytime or a regular light. And so they came out to play, and now life kind of sucks. And so don't get me started about low light photography. And I'm pretty sure that's what you said we were supposed to talk about, because I kind of went out there for a second. So I apologize if maybe that was not what it was. Was that what you said? Low light photography? There wasn't anything extra?
Yes.
Okay. As I was landing the plane, I was like, oh no, maybe there was something else. My bad.
Low light film photography.
Film photography, my bad.
Well, okay, this is not fair.
Why? It's not fair for me that I have to make everything up because I don't know anything about anything.
Because it's not fair because I was never good at improv in school, in drama, what have you. If you give me a pen and paper and I could script something, I feel like I'm pretty decent at that. So if I have to go first, you get time to prepare. That's how it's not fair, number one. Number two, if I get to go second, I get sucked in. And I'm like, I want to see where this goes. And I'm hanging on your every word, and then all of a sudden it's my turn, and I basically have to go first.
You need to meet me next time so you can have time.
No! And I'll only listen to it when I'm editing this thing back. Okay. All right, don't. I'm just gonna see where the spirit leads. Don't get me started about low light film photography. Have you all ever taken a low light photograph?
Every day.
Just around the horn. Hey, Cody, have you taken a low light photograph?
I assume I've taken pictures in the dark, so you know that's very low light.
Have you noticed what happens whenever? Let's take your smartphone for instance. So it's low light. The ISO bumps up. Shutter speed slows down. You try to take a picture. What happens if you're in the dark? You try to take a picture of somebody, and they move when you're taking a low light picture.
They become Barry Allen.
Smeared, kind of blurred.
Ghosty.
Low light film photography was invented on purpose to explain away cryptids. Okay. Have you ever noticed we don't have clear picture of Sasquatch?
This is true.
Okay.
We do not.
We don't have a clear picture of the Loch Ness Monster. Okay. It's a cover up. It is. That picture of Sasquatch is all blurry and grainy and whatnot. It was in the middle of the day. Okay. That's the low light setting. It was invented so that we could explain away all of these unnatural phenomenon. When in reality, they're secret. They're trying to hide it from you. I rest my case.
Sold.
Okay. The part of me that is Logan Murphy wants to side with William, but okay.
But he's Dallas.
Is closer.
I'll take close. Even if he wins, I'll take close.
This is closer, but I would say that I need about 90 more seconds of ranting from you on this to really land the plane.
I can't.
Really land the plane.
No, you got what you got. That's it.
Yep. I needed like 90 more seconds to really land the plane here. It feels like Tony Soprano ending the show mid-sentence, like your Last Jedi and Luke just disappears off into the netherworld of the Force. Like it just felt unsatisfying towards the end, but it was close. It was close. So yes, the vote goes to Dallas. So 2-0 Dallas.
He got very tactical on that one. He had his stopwatch out.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Now,
my jelly said 90 more seconds.
I did just take a picture inside my shirt where my jellies live, and there was a cryptid. I found it. It's horrifying. What's cryptid?
I really wish that I could call best 2 out of 3 rules on this and just give Dallas the trophy, but I know it doesn't work that way. And I have to go first this time.
I do have 4. So I do have 4 here.
Let's do one. Let's do one more.
Best 4 out of 3.
Best 4 out of 3.
Yeah.
All right. Don't get me started about late night ham radio.
Don't get me started about late night ham radio. Have either of you ever tuned into it?
Every day.
Every day? I'm ashamed of you, Dallas.
I'm not ashamed about this.
I am ashamed. I've heard of kinks and fetishes.
Oh, no.
But the stuff that happens to ham on that 900 number of an FM channel is appalling. It's what is corrupting society. You walk into the room, the radio clicks off quickly. I guarantee you that's late night ham radio. Guarantee it. And ham is a euphemism for something that I'm not even going to tell you now. Let your imagination run, and if it runs into the gutter, you're close. It is responsible for the attention span of our youth. It is responsible for the corruption of our elected leaders. Why my accent decided to come out when I was talking about this should probably be studied by a psychologist.
Let me call Michelle right now.
So don't you get me started on the late night ham radio.
Well done. Well done.
I don't think I can beat that. Oh, all right. Don't get me started on late night ham radio.
Ooh, I think we got him started.
I'm riled up. So, this is similar to the 8-track tape situation, where we've gotten too close to the sun and we have mixed foodstuffs into our technological ecosystems.
Into our audio medium.
But this time, we found a better way of transmitting. Have you ever watched or read, probably, I can't read, so I couldn't attest to that. So, have you ever watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Oh, yeah.
Not Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, because I don't remember how this part played out in that. So I also can't attest to that either. So
that boat scene is one of my top 3 fears in life.
Right? That horror documentary, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So there's a part where the entrepreneurial inventor, Willy Wonka, I almost forgot his name for a second, and it's in the show. He had invented a way of transmitting food through television waves to another location. So, old dudes watched that and they were like, I bet that's real. And so they were like, I'm going to find a way to transmit food across the airwaves. And so they got together with other old dudes and they were like, what's probably the best food that you could transmit over radio waves? And they were like, there's only one answer to that: Spam. And so they tried and they tried and they tried, but it would never. It's too crumbly. It's too granular. It can't do it. So it would fall.
The Spam or the radio waves?
The Spam that would fall as it was being transmitted, because I don't know if you watched that, but it was like little dots.
Yeah.
And that was a real depiction because of the documentary part of that show. And so that the Spam would fall apart as it was traveling through the air, the same way that crumbly bits of 8-track tape would fall out of somebody's mouth as they were eating that at a fine restaurant. So they were like, we got to find another way. What other food could we maybe transmit across the waves? And they were like, I know. As an old man, ham. Ham would transmit the best. And so the problem was getting the ham in the radio, and they couldn't do it because of the highlight photography at the time, and it ruined the ham. I don't know if you know this or not about ham, but ham and sunlight don't mix. That's why it's inside of the pig, not on the outside. So so there was this nexus in the timeline where the advent of low light photography and ham radio converged, and the night photography allowed them to have a viable ham transmission system, and that is where late night ham radio was born. And so there's just two dudes sitting at their house late at night, and he's like, Jimmy, feed me the ham. And he's like, here it comes. And so he just sits there while this other dude through radio waves feeds him ham, and that's where we get late night ham radio.
It's all connected.
I was gonna say, for the first little bit there, I thought William had a winner there because
I still feel like William beat the pants off of me in a very inappropriate way.
I mean,
everything I just
William.
Once again, I was traveling and I didn't know where I was going.
William went racy, and William never goes racy ever. And then just the accent come out,
right?
And it just, but by this meticulous conspiracy of low light photography and 8-track tapes meets ham radio. I mean, that is the stuff that conspiracy theories are built from. I feel like that is what happens on the flat Earth, Dallas.
It does.
Like
two dudes late at night just feeding each other ham, but in the comfort of their own home.
Oh, I'm gonna give it to Dallas, but it was like 51-49. It was like 51-49.
It's fine.
Like,
it's fine. The moment he pulled out the sending candy over television and the progenitor to that was sending ham over the radio, I knew it was over. I did. I knew it was over.
Well done, guys.
Bravo.
Come on now, Jellies, where we got late night ham radio flavored jelly.
Hey, wait for the ad break.
We'll send that right to your mouth. Open from 12 a.m. to 2:30.
The fact that this stuff lives inside you, Dallas.
It grows. It grows as we talk. This is it. I don't know if it's there to begin with. That's just where it comes out from.
Well, guys, we're gonna take a break. Well deserved break. And when we come back, we've got a listener submitted table topic, and then we'll head out of here. Woof. Okay. All right. We'll be right back.
I'm gonna go as fast as I can so I don't miss anything.
Excuse me, may I go to the bathroom first?
I gotta go to work.
We'll return after these messages.
This episode is brought to you by the Big Red Button Podcast.
Do you know what you'd do in a nuclear apocalypse?
Because we sure as quack don't.
See how our choices get us into trouble and back out again in this actual play podcast.
Big Red Button is for lovers of the Fallout franchise, choose your own adventures, and tabletop role-playing games rolled into one big audio drama.
Our band of stragglers is unraveling a mystery in the wasteland, and we're at the mercy of the roll of the dice.
So grab your Geiger counters, take your rat away, and subscribe to our new show, The Big Red Button.
Oh, shoot, did I miss the halftime show? Gosh dang it, who'd they have?
What are you doing in here? You're in here. I pay for that privilege. I'm feeling much better now.
Yeah, I'm having an heart attack. Get back to work.
All right, we're back.
Is the table topic from Dallas's Jellies?
No, the table topic actually just came in. I'd already screenshotted the other ones to pick one. We have a new one, and
breaking news.
Ooh, this is breaking news, and this is the table topic.
Oh no,
hands down. From 606 Collectibles,
yeah,
on Instagram, and I am going to send it to you right now. To just to prove that I am not making this up.
What's your favorite bespoke jelly?
I am sending it
for ham radio
Messenger. And I will read it out to you now. Harry Potter, Power Rangers, ham radios, or craft coffee. One of these has to go.
Oh,
which one?
Oh, okay. For the sake of fairness, for the sake of fairness, I say we take craft coffee off the table because our boy Alex is not here, and that is his choice.
Wait, are you saying that one of these was? Are you saying this is personality based?
You did pick
I
each
obviously
of our
went for
children.
the ham. I'd obviously went for the ham radio. What?
No, I was Harry Potter.
No, late night ham radio is the downfall of society. We've already established
That's
that.
true.
Okay,
Can't participate in that debauchery.
Harry Potter, Power Rangers, or ham radio. We can even throw craft coffee in there if need be. But
yeah,
which one goes? Because I mean, if you think of ham radios in the traditional sense,
right?
You know, the ham radio of more conservative values, it actually has a it actually has a infrastructure
function.
Utility has
Yes.
probably saved lives. Let's be honest.
Yes. Whereas our two respective franchises have probably, caused some injury through playtime.
You guys have obviously never been on
people-
a ham radio because there's a lot of people just yell at each other sometimes. So.
When the people jumping off their house on brooms, convinced that
Oh,
it
yeah.
can fly. I mean, I get that. I get that. All right, which one goes?
The unfortunate reality right now is that Power Rangers is pretty much gone
It removed it
right now.
itself.
It's removed itself because Hasbro doesn't know what to do with the franchise right now.
Yeah.
And so I the only thing that's keeping it going is that those Boom Studios comics, and are those Boom Studios comics? But I
No,
don't
this
know if
is-
the show's
this
ever
is-
coming back.
This is not. I'm gonna add a little asterisk to this. This is not. We have what we have now, and nothing new comes. This is gone.
Oh, so this is Thanos snap. It disappears forever.
Gone.
But this is like our personal choice, right?
Are we talking about does it remove from the memory? Because if it's out of our memories, then we are different people. We are different people without these things. I'm literally taking out, if we take out Power Rangers, I'm literally taking out my first memory as a human.
If we take out Harry Potter, we're taking out my whole personality.
I was like, yeah, we're getting the darkest timeline if we take out
I probably
some of
would
these.
not have kept glasses around for this long. I would have been contacts 20 years ago, if we're being honest.
Oh gosh. Oh, this is. Oh man. If we're
Oof.
taking out. If we're taking out memories, then craft coffee's got to go.
I didn't know Kraft Cheese was making coffee. If I'm going to be honest.
He even spelled it with a K. What? No, he didn't
He knows.
spell things correctly.
He's over there drinking that cheesy coffee over there. He just puts macaroni and cheese powder, cheap stuff in his coffee.
I'm sorry, Cody. Mine's Power Rangers.
Really? Does ham affect your life? Radio, not the delicious foods?
I can understand. Would we have come up with a duplicate technology?
So you're looking at also societal impact. I was just looking at it this is gone from my life.
It's all of the benefits that ham radio has brought are gone.
Oh.
All of the ham radios are gone. We have not only erased it from society now, it never existed.
I think that as far as the most impact on society that it would have, it would be ham radio. Has the most people might be dead now that otherwise would not be if it weren't for this technology. And not for this technology. So yeah, if I can't throw Alex under the bus with craft coffee, I think I'm gonna say Power Rangers, though this one hurts.
I know,
This
and
one
I mean
606 Collectibles just made us all pick our favorite child and kick them out of the house.
I know, it's
Does craft coffee mean all coffee?
No, it's probably the ones that where you have to weigh everything, and a mongoose pooped it out.
It's bougie coffee. Because I feel like if you got rid of all coffee, either murder would have just skyrocketed and stayed there, or people would have been like, "Yeah, meth's fine."
Ooh. Okay, coffee.
Yeah, like if you just take coffee out,
then the question, I feel like we would be, if we took out coffee, then I think, alternate timeline here. Alternate timeline. We're still British. We're still part of the British Empire. We would adopt tea. Like, we would be tea drinkers, and we would still be British, and the American Revolution never happened. The American Revolution never happened because we would be tea drinkers instead of coffee drinkers. We only started drinking coffee to protest the British.
Or we would have had an episode a long time ago where Alex was talking about craft meth, that he was really into like fancy meths, where a monkey pooped out a meth crystal, and that's what makes the best.
Like, if we take out coffee, America doesn't exist. Like,
I kept on the personals. Like, I've told patients repeatedly, like in med school, I was one step removed from just pulling it around on an IV pole, running straight into my veins.
Do you guys know about cocaine?
I know it exists.
Would we be like, there'd be K-cups with cocaine in it?
Well, we would have the traditional recipe Coke, obviously.
Right. And that's just Starbucks just sells
Is
Coke.
that everyone?
Refresher packets, you don't need to add water to them. You just it's just there.
Okay, so you eliminate coffee.
You eliminate America. Hitler wins World War II. Society falls apart. Like
Harry Potter, and it was never made.
We don't go to the moon.
The moon comes to us. The world is over. We didn't win Independence Day, the movie. The aliens won.
Independence Day is actually a real thing that happened.
Yeah.
It's a documentary.
Because we didn't have the first one.
But I'm actually serious. I think that, history would be different if Americans didn't start drinking coffee over tea. Because if there's one thing the British love, is their tea.
Right. The revolution won't happen until Mountain Dew was invented.
My answer is still Power Rangers. But I am.
We went through all of that
right now. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say, for me, then Harry Potter's got to go.
Wow, without coffee, you guys really start just slinging it at each other, don't you?
Harry Potter's got to go because, for me, I would still have Star Wars. I would still have Power Rangers. I would still have most of my tentpoles. Most of my tentpoles. Harry Potter was big for me, but I don't think it would be quite the same blow that Power Rangers was, since it's literally my first human memory. My first human memory is getting a Megazord for my 4th birthday.
Yeah, I remember that.
My first memory is a parrot at the zoo. That's a different.
And then
day.
2 weeks later, my mother taking me to Toys R Us to buy the Falcon Zord.
Yeah. My first memory was riding up the escalator in JCPenney's in the Florence Mall. And we stepped off the escalator, and there's a lady sitting there at the table. I don't remember what she was doing, but she asked me how old I was. And I was so used to saying 3 that I said 3, and Mom corrected me because I had just had a birthday and I'd turned 4.
Oh.
That's my first.
None of these have any bearing on your first memory.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. He does really like ham, though.
You would. So the Harry Potter's Thanos snapped in yours, Cody. Power Rangers is in mine. Dallas, what do you get rid of? Do you doom America, or are we still part of the British Empire?
I kind of want to see how that goes. I want to ride that train and see where it ends.
Don't do that.
Harry Potter would be the really big, mandatory. It really happened because we just stayed part of.
You also have to think, though, how much your daughter has.
William, don't bring my child into this and hold her hostage. Because now he's
what is she for Halloween this year?
Huh? How what?
What is she for Halloween this year?
Ham radio.
Maylee, what is she being? Is she being a ham radio for Halloween? No. What did you tell me before we started that she was going to be for Halloween this year?
She's a Power Ranger.
Dallas.
She's Hermione. She's got to be Hermione, okay?
Why?
She's going to be Walker,
Why did
Texas
she get
Ranger.
bangs cut? Why did she get a perm?
Mighty. William, now it's like, I mean, pick between my child's love.
I can't argue that one.
I mean, I've talked with Kayla about this, that she has latched onto Hermione so much because she has seen herself reflected in the pages of the book.
Because I knew that if I would have introduced her to Power Rangers, life would never be the same. That she would quit school.
So the amount that she has identified, it's not Harry Potter, like I obviously had, the amount that she has identified with the character, at the speed that she blew through all of
So if
books.
we get rid of Harry Potter, are we getting rid of Harry Potter the franchise or Harry Potter the kid? Does Voldemort actually get his way in the very beginning?
I think it's the franchise.
Like,
but okay, thought experiment. Harry Potter disappears.
J.K. Rowling is on that train. She starts writing the notes on the napkins on the train for this story, and then it just blows out of the window of the train, and she gets distracted.
Somebody finds a napkin with Larry marked out. No. Gary marked out. No.
Harry Potter does a
Jerry
lizard?
marked
What?
out. No. Terry marked out. No. Oh well.
See, I always wanted Harry Potter, but like you don't see him for the first quarter of the first movie until Hagrid is like, when he says, "You're a wizard, Harry," he says, "You're a lizard, Harry," and then it pans over and he's actually part lizard and he's hanging on the ceiling and he like licks his eye. And it's a whole different movie. That's what I've always wanted. So much so, I say that all the time in our house. I go, "You're a lizard, Harry," and then I didn't lick my eye. And everyone rethinks.
We need Dallas Unleashed more. Like,
you guys said coffee was gone, so I had to break out some things to keep going. So,
hypothetically,
I thought it was real. I think
you still haven't answered the question though. Dallas, what's gone?
Power Rangers has to go. As much as I was my formative, I would have probably gotten less fights as a third grader if it didn't exist. But
my first like childhood crush. Well, I think every millennial boy's childhood crush was Kimberly. Like it's.
Of course.
Like we got in physical fights over who got to be the Red Ranger in school. Because there's like, we can't both be it. That doesn't make any sense. I'm a magical man who can transform and has a belt buckle that does stuff.
I was a red Power Ranger until I went to put the costume on for Halloween, and it was like 17 degrees outside, and it only came down halfway across my calf, and Mom's like, "You can't wear this."
Mm-hmm. It definitely held on to me a lot longer. Like the fandom for me held a lot longer, and it's one of those that like it's not cool for an adult to like it, like other franchises. But
yeah,
it's not cool. It like under normal societal standards, it's a guilty pleasure. It would constitute a guilty pleasure, but I held on to it a lot longer, but for most people, it is still that 1993 to 1995. That's what most people think. They haven't really thought that it moved past, though it kept going for 30 years.
Yeah.
It kept going for 30 years. It still never quite left the 8-year-old demographic.
Right.
Most people grow out of it.
Right.
Like the people like I latched onto it as an adult because that fandom is not quite so serious.
Come on.
Is not quite so serious as other fandoms are. We all kind of like the people online who talk about Power Rangers get it. it's a kids franchise. They don't take things too seriously. But I can understand why for most people, yes. Now, there are things that I will, like, if we were ever to do explainer things again, I have an entire explainer things about Power Rangers locked and loaded, ready to go that I could do impromptu. Like,
I believe you. I believe you.
I could do impromptu, but I get it. No hard feelings, though, Dallas, you're dead to me.
If we get rid of Power Rangers, does Walker Texas Ranger also disappear? Is he secretly a Power Ranger?
Did they ride on those coattails? Like, did he ride on the success of the coattails of that franchise? Like, the dads watched Walker Texas Ranger,
and the kids watched the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but
you can go as Red Ranger if I get to go as Walker Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
Well, 606 Collectibles. Thank you for the question.
Thank you for destroying the timeline. And, thank you for losing the American Revolution. 606 Collectibles.
I'm so scared.
I don't know if that's what you expected, but I do hope that it exceeded your expectations. And guys, with that, I am going to square up the tab and go talk to the bartender about whatever was slipped in our drinks tonight, and ask him where I can get some more of it. But if you have found yourself one booth down for the madness that we had tonight, thank you. Thank you for listening. If we do ask that if you liked the show, consider all those podcasty things, going and leaving us a review on your podcast platform of choice, 5 stars preferably. And if you want to connect with us, all of our social media links will be down in the description below. But A Doctor and a Lawyer Walk Into a Bar is a production of the Grapefruit Network. To find out more about this show, you can visit us at drandlawyer.show. And to find out more about the shows inside of our network, visit us at thegreatfruitnetwork.com. We've got a lot of fun stuff in the pipeline for you. Some shows coming back online from hiatus. And if you like this madness, we've got a lot more for you. But with that, guys, I'm going to head out of here. I'm William.
I'm Dallas.
And I'm an unknowably number of sound 8-track tape.
They gave me a license. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Are you kidding? I'm working.
All right, I'll be right there.
And grab the Marie. Go, 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 go.
Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend.
Night one snapped into